Listen closely, because this is where most people go wrong. You think she's unaffected when you pull away, assuming she's moved on without a second thought. But the truth is, she feels it. The silence messes with her mind in ways you wouldn't believe. At first, she might act strong, pretending she doesn't care, but behind closed doors, everything changes, and here's the real kicker. It's not the silence itself that makes her miss you. It's what happens next. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to handle this the right way and make her feel your absence like never before. She starts randomly reaching out. At first, she told herself she wouldn't text you. She convinced herself that she didn't care and that she was fine without you. But now, her fingers hover over your name in her contact list, debating whether to send that message. She might have held out for days or even weeks, believing that ignoring you would give her control. But silence has a way of creeping up on people, making them second-guess everything. So what does she do? She breaks the silence, but subtly, it's never a direct "I miss you" or "I regret what happened." Instead, she disguises it as something casual and indirect. It might look like this: "Hey, I just saw something that reminded me of you." A classic way to reignite conversation without looking desperate. Translation: "I wonder if you've forgotten about me." She might leave a simple like or reaction to one of your old posts. She's testing you emotionally, poking to see if you'll engage. But don't be fooled. This is a test. She wants to see if she still has a hold on you. If you respond quickly, she might suddenly act distant again, because now she got what she wanted. But if you ignore it or keep your response cold and short, that's when her panic starts to grow. This is how you know she truly misses you, because if she didn't, she wouldn't feel the need to check in the first place the moment she notices your absence. Her ego takes a hit, and that's when she starts subtly trying to pull you back into. She becomes more active on social media. Have you ever noticed that right after you go silent, she suddenly starts posting more? This is no coincidence when someone misses you but doesn't want to admit it. They try to get your attention indirectly. She wants you to notice her without having to break the silence herself. So what does she do? She turns to social media, more selfies than usual, often looking extra good as if she's glowing. Without you, cryptic captions that hint at emotions like "everything happens for a reason" or "lessons learned." She might share song lyrics about heartbreak, longing, or missing someone in a way that makes you wonder if they're about you. She's creating a digital signal flare, hoping you'll notice. Maybe she posts a throwback picture from a time you were together, knowing it will catch your eye. Or maybe she shares a post about relationships, heartbreak, or self-improvement, things that she knows will get your attention. In some cases, she might even post pictures with other people, not because she's moved on, but because she wants you to react. This is a classic psychological tactic: trigger, jealousy, to force you into action. She wants to plant a seed of doubt in your mind. She's trying to make you think, has she already moved on? The more you don't react, the more it drives her crazy in her mind. If the buttons she's pressing don't work, it means she's losing control over you. 3. She asks about you through mutual friends if she's really missing you, but too stubborn to reach out directly. She'll start finding ways to get information. She might casually ask your friends, "How's he been?" or "Has he been seeing anyone?" The real question she wants to ask is he doing okay? She wants to know if you're struggling without her or thriving. And here's what's funny: the more she hears that you're completely fine without her, the more it stings. She expected you to be missing her, checking her social media, or maybe even trying to reach out. But instead, you're quiet and unbothered. That drives her insane in her mind. If a man truly cared, he would still be thinking about her. So now she's starting to wonder, was I not that important to him? Did he already move on? Wait, what if he found someone else the moment those thoughts start creeping in? The power completely shifts. She's no longer in control, you are. for she suddenly appears where you are. Here's where things get interesting. If she knows where you usually go, like your gym, your favorite coffee shop, a certain club or event, you might suddenly start running into her coincidence. NOP, this is calculated. She knows that if she shows up looking good and acting confident, you'll have to notice her. She might pretend it's nothing, acting surprised when she runs into you, but deep down, she knows exactly what she's doing. Now that you know how to spot these signs, you'll be better equipped to handle them in a way that respects yourself and maintains your power. Keep in mind that people's actions often reveal more than their words, so stay aware of the subtle clues they leave behind. But she starts dropping hints that she regrets losing you when someone misses you deeply. They'll begin to show signs that they want you back without directly saying it. Maybe she posts something on social media about wanting to fix past mistakes. Perhaps she texts you about a random memory you shared together, or even sends you a message out of nowhere saying, "I miss talking to you." The biggest sign she might actually apologize, even if it's a small acknowledgement, like "I know I could have handled things better," or "I didn't appreciate you enough. I never wanted things to turn out this way." At this point, her pride is crumbling. She realizes what she's lost. But the question is, will you give her another chance? That's up to you. However, if you want to keep her wondering, the best thing to do is to leave her with uncertainty. Once a woman truly realizes she lost someone she values, she won't forget it. 6. She becomes overly emotional or defensive. At first, she acted like nothing happened. She played it cool, pretending that losing you had no effect on her. But over time, something starts to shift. The reality of your absence begins to sink in, and she doesn't know how to handle it. She told herself she was strong enough to move on quickly. She might have even convinced herself that cutting you off was the best decision. But emotions don't just disappear. The deeper her attachment to you was, the stronger the emotional reaction will be when she realizes she can no longer have you. So what does she do? She becomes emotionally unpredictable. One moment, she's posting happy selfies hanging out with friends and trying to prove to the world and to herself that she's doing better than ever. The next moment, her mood shifts. She might start arguing more with friends or family, or lash out randomly over something small that never bothered her, before perhaps she gets frustrated over things that aren't even related to you. But deep down, everything is connected to the emotional stress she's feeling. Here's what's interesting. If you ever run into her or have some direct interaction, you might notice her acting cold or distant. She might even snap at you for no reason. This might make you think she doesn't care. But the truth is, if she didn't care, she wouldn't react emotionally at all. A woman who's truly moved on won't feel the need to prove anything. She won't go out of her way to act distant, post cryptic messages, or try to make you jealous. The fact that she's emotionally unstable or easily irritated is a clear sign she's feeling something deeper but refuses to acknowledge it. This is where the power dynamic shifts while she's losing control over her emotions. You're staying calm, focused, and in control of your own life. Trust me, that imbalance is driving her crazy. 7. She starts reappearing in places you used to go. One of the biggest signs a woman misses you is when she suddenly starts appearing in places she knows you'll be. You might be tempted to think it's a coincidence, but it's not. A woman who is truly trying to move on will avoid places that remind her of you. She won't actively seek out spots that bring back memories. However, when she misses you and feels your absence, she will try to recreate those past moments. So how does this happen? She starts showing up at places you frequent, even if she never cared about them before. If you always go to a specific coffee shop, she might suddenly start going there. If you hit the gym regularly, she might decide to join. If you have mutual friends and there's a gathering, she'll make sure she's there. She might even try to bump into you accidentally. Maybe you see her at the grocery store, even though she never shops there, or at an event you're at, pretending it was a random decision. She could also be walking in the same area as you when she knows your routine. She wants you to notice her. She dresses better than usual, hoping you'll see her and feel something. She acts like she's having a great time, even though she's secretly scanning the room for your reaction. What she's doing is trying to remind you of her presence deep down. She wants to know if she still has an effect on you. The key here is how you react. If you approach her act excited or show that you care, she wins. But if you remain calm and composed, you maintain control. 8. She starts dropping hints that she's unhappy when a woman misses you, but is too proud to admit it. She'll start subtly revealing that she's not doing as well as she pretends. At first, she'll try to act strong, posting pictures of herself looking happy, going out with friends and acting as if her life has never been better. But slowly cracks begin to show. She might post a sad song lyric that feels a bit too personal share, quotes about losing something valuable, or even post a picture of an old place you used to visit together without any explanation. All of these are subtle hints she's putting out there, hoping you'll pick up on them and reach out deep down. She doesn't want to be the one to break the silence. She wants you to do it, so she can tell herself that you were the one who couldn't resist, that you were still thinking about her. But here's where the real lies. The longer you let her sit in that regret, the more she starts realizing that she was the one who messed up. At that point, she'll have to decide whether to swallow her pride or lose you forever. 9. She tries to make you jealous when a woman desperately misses you, but is frustrated that you haven't chased her. She might use jealousy as a weapon. She might post a picture with another guy, hoping you'll see it. She might mention dating someone new to a mutual friend, knowing the news will reach you. Or she might flirt with someone publicly, hoping it triggers a reaction from you. Here's what you need to understand. If she were truly over you, she wouldn't feel the need to prove anything. The fact that she's going out of her way to make sure you see her with another man is not about moving on. It's about manipulation. She wants to see if you still care. She wants to test whether she can get an emotional reaction from you. But the worst thing you can do is fall for it. If you act jealous, text her, or react emotionally, she'll know she still has power over you. The best move: stay unbothered. The more she sees that her tricks aren't working, the more frustrated she'll become, and that's when the tables truly turn. 10. She finally breaks down and reaches out. This is the final stage after all the social media posts, the indirect hints and the failed attempts to make you jealous. She realizes it's not working. That's when she does what she swore she wouldn't do. She reaches out directly. At first, it might be something casual like, "Hey, how have you been? I just wanted to check in on you," or even a random accidental text. But the reality is, she's been thinking about you non-stop. The question is, what will you do next if you handle this moment right? She'll miss you more than she ever expected. 11. She starts comparing every man to you. When a woman truly misses you, but is trying to move on, she might start looking for someone to fill your place. At first, she tells herself she's ready to date again. She might download dating apps or start going on dates. She might even find a new guy to talk to. But here's where things backfire. The more she interacts with other men, the more she realizes they don't measure up to you. Why? Because you left an emotional imprint that she can't erase. At first, she tries to ignore it. She tells herself, "I just need time to get to know this new guy. Maybe I'm overthinking things. Maybe I just miss having someone, not necessarily him." But eventually the comparisons start to hit her harder. His humor isn't the same as yours. He doesn't understand her the way you did. Conversations feel forced, awkward, or just off. And then she realizes something even worse. It's not just the guy who's different. She's different too. When she was with you, she felt a certain way. There was a deep emotional connection. Now she's stuck in superficial interactions that don't bring the same fulfillment. That's when she starts thinking about you even more. She replays memories in her mind, wonders if she made a mistake and regrets pushing you away. Most importantly, she now knows for sure that you were irreplaceable Ibel 12. She becomes more nostalgic than ever when a woman misses you desperately. She starts living in the past. She scrolls through old pictures of you two, watches videos you took together, and remembers inside jokes that only made sense between the two of you. What does this do? It strengthens her emotional attachment to you. Suddenly, random songs remind her of you. A certain smell brings back old memories. She passes by a place you both loved, and it hits her. She might try to hide these feelings at first, but no matter how hard she tries, she can't escape the nostalgia. Here's what's interesting. She starts associating you with the good times in her life. The deeper this feeling grows, the harder it becomes for her to detach from you. And if she reaches out, it won't just be because she misses you. It's because she can't stand the thought of not having you in her life anymore. If this video gave you clarity, hit the like button and subscribe for more. And if you want to learn how to make her miss you even more, check out the next video on your screen. Sir.